Corporate burnout is at an all-time high. Most people are told it's their fault. It isn't. If you're recognizing the signs of burnout in yourself, don't stress. Today, we are going to cover why you feel this way, how to recover from burnout, and what management should be doing instead. If you have spent any time in the modern corporate world, you have probably felt the creeping exhaustion that comes with hustle culture. Countless hours at your cubicle, navigating endless meetings, and dealing with out-of-touch managers demanding total loyalty. And yet, despite giving it your all, the reward is almost never a massive leap in your career or a life-changing raise. It is usually just more work. Sound familiar? It is no wonder why so many people are completely fed up with corporate America and are leaning into the quiet quitting mindset to protect their sanity. Now, the next part here changed how I understood my own career. I've pinned a comment below, so drop your take when you hear this. You might assume that corporate burnout comes strictly from working too many hours. But Drucker pointed out that corporations burn people out in far more insidious ways. If you want to know how to deal with burnout, you must first understand the 4 causes. 1. Your job is just too small. Believe it or not, a lot of burnout comes from being under-challenged. You see, when you enter the workforce with a degree, skill, and a desire to make an impact, but then are handed tiny, heavily supervised routine tasks, your inner fire is quickly starved of fuel. 2. The hustle culture lie. Many companies push the toxic idea that the best employee is the one who eats, lives, and sleeps the job. But giving your total loyalty and existence to a company is a fast track to mental collapse. 3. The meeting-to-meeting grind. Have you ever felt like your entire work week was just endless emails, status updates, and alignment meetings, leaving you with no time to actually do your job? This is the typical "this meeting could have been an email" phenomenon. Overstaffed organizations destroy motivation and a sense of accomplishment because people spend all their time just interacting with each other rather than working on real results. 4. Robot treatment. Humans are not machines, and we are not built for unvarying repetitive tasks. And yet, modern workplaces often force us into robotic, uniform, drone-like states. Human beings need a natural rhythm, a changing attention span, and diversity in our work. When we are denied this and forced to work like a machine, we experience a genuine physiological and psychological fatigue. These 4 root causes are exactly what result in burnout at work. It is not your work ethic, but the system around it. Let's think about this for a second. If the very system we live in is working against us, what can we do? Are we just screwed? Well, I have good news for you. No, you are not just screwed. In fact, this whole situation is nothing new. By facing reality and seeing the world for what it is, you absolutely can do something about it. But here's the catch. Only you can do it. No one else can do it for you. The reality is this: you cannot just sit around waiting for someone else to fix everything. No one is coming to save you. You have to take control of your own career and protect your own peace of mind. Here is how Drucker suggests you navigate the corporate landscape and begin burnout recovery. 1. Get a real life outside of work. You must absolutely have a genuine, serious passion completely separate from your 9 to 5. Whether this means pursuing a side gig, playing in a band, volunteering, or mastering a niche hobby, you need a space where you can impose your own standards of performance on yourself. Why? Because this gives you an independent source of self-respect that your boss cannot touch. And this is crucial for surviving the inevitable setbacks of your career. 2. Demand respect for your expertise. As a knowledge worker, you must assess your value by focusing on outcomes rather than compliance. Recognize that your specialized knowledge and expertise is your primary source of authority. It's not your title, nor is it loyalty to the company. Therefore, you should proactively negotiate autonomy and define your own methods, pushing back against micromanagement and the meeting-heavy busyness that distracts you from your core mission. 3. Know when to walk away. Jimmy Carr really said it best. The biggest addiction in America isn't opioids, it is a monthly salary. Do not let the need for a secure paycheck trap you in a toxic environment. If your job is too small to offer real training, if it lacks fair promotional opportunities, or if it expects you to be a yes man in the face of morally indefensible behavior, you need to quit. Hanging on to a demoralizing job is a terrible mistake. The person who walks out of a bad situation on their own volition gains a profound inner independence and realizes they can survive any setback. These are the 3 tools for burnout recovery and how you strengthen your own individual well-being. Ultimately, the way you protect yourself from corporate burnout is to hold leadership accountable and to recognize that organizational dysfunction is a failure of management. They are ignoring their responsibility for their own people. Be prepared to exercise your greatest leverage, which is the willingness to walk away from environments that treat your contribution as a commodity rather than a true partnership. When you look at all this dysfunction, it is easy to wonder, what is the point of management anyways? Why should you give a rat's ass about the company's goals when they clearly don't care about yours? This brings us to the ultimate truth about how management is supposed to operate. You see, management's true task is to manage the conflicting interests between the individual and the organization. Its responsibility is to turn this opposition into alliance by creating a system that directs the collective towards a common goal, which is a functioning society. Every business exists to fulfill a specific social function. That is its mission, whether that is to create a new technology, providing healthcare, or to simply feed your neighbor. Management's job is to ensure that the organization stays completely focused on that mission and to provide its people with the tools that they need to accomplish the mission effectively. The mission is not profit. In other words, the corporate hypocrisy you sense is very real, and it happens when leaders lose sight of their true responsibilities. When you see corporate America treating its employees as disposable cogs in a relentless pursuit of quarterly profits, you are not witnessing good business. You are witnessing the system break. Drucker was incredibly clear on this. The concept of profit maximization is a delusion, and worse, it actively does harm. Profit is not the purpose of a business. It is simply a test of its performance, and it is meant to pay for the cost of staying in business. Any deviation from the organization's mission, such as throwing employees under the bus to maximize short-term profits, is absolute mismanagement. As Drucker brilliantly put it, the kind of bureaucracy that we all rightfully condemn happens when management forgets its purpose, sees itself as the ultimate end goal, and treats its people as a means to enrich itself. Management's job cannot be to squeeze employees dry for a fat bonus. It has to be to align the needs of the individual with the common welfare of the organization. Management must be there to strengthen you, respect your humanity, and to ensure that your work brings you a genuine sense of accomplishment. Simply put, management's task is to do the right thing. So what do you think? Do you agree that corporate burnout is actually a form of despair? Did this help you realize your greatest leverage? Please drop your thoughts in the comment section below. I read every single one. If this video helps you better understand what management is truly about, please subscribe. It's exactly what this channel is here to do. And if you know somebody who is dealing with corporate burnout, please send this video to them. It's your efforts that help Drucker's ideas get where they are needed the most. As always, thank you so much for your time and attention. I'll see you next time.